welcome back. I'm down in the workshop. Thought I'd share some repairs that I'm doing. Got some Amplifone Colour Vector PCBs in this week from a customer, so yeah, been going through those. Just thought I'd share the old progress really. So yeah, this is the first set of boards that's I've literally just fixed it now. So yeah, deflection board and high voltage board, monitor for obviously testing, making sure it's working. Obviously it's vector, so need a special or a specific tube, more accurately I should say. This yoke winding has to be a certain type for vector monitors, not the same as a raster. So yeah, here we are. That's the game running. Now I have this cabinet over here, which is my scratch build Tempest cabinet, which yeah, we should probably do a video of that actually. Because I'm pretty chuffed with how that's turned out, or how it is turning out. It's not quite finished yet. See my control panel where it's like a dual layout that I did for Tempest and Asteroids. I haven't got all the buttons in yet, but yeah. So I used that the board in the Tempest cabinet for testing this type of stuff. Once I know that the voltages are correct and it's not going to destroy itself. That's what this is up here actually. This is my what should we call it? Atari Power Brick, Vector Power Brick remake. It's actually using my new all-in-one toroidal, if we can actually get the word out. Difficult to say. Toroidal transformer. So all the windings all in one goes to my remade power PCB. Obviously this is, I've got a couple of trip switch fuses in there just because for, safety testing, that type of thing. It actually originally the Vector monitor Atari's design didn't actually have fuses for the AC into the deflection board, which was a bit of a whoops. But anyway, that's so yeah. On mine, obviously, it's got fuses for that as well. For the it's like two 25 volt AC circuits with a center tap. That's what this connector here is. This one. Actually, you can see it there. It says 25 volt AC. So anyway, yeah, that's what that's for. So that's what I usually do is I'll use this to start with, this connector, and I'll plug that just so it's literally just voltage only, and then that will go to this connector down here, which is the power into the Amplifone deflection board. Now it's a bit of it's always been a slightly bizarre design as this Amplifone stuff, because the deflection board obviously is the thing that's creating the output for the lines to be drawn on the actual screen. But as well as that, it's the board that has the main voltage input. You'd kind of think that they would put the voltage or the power output onto the high voltage board, and that would then do the high voltage and all the other voltages, but no. The main AC voltage goes into the deflection board, and you can see here through there's two fuses here and some diodes for a rectifier. That creates the voltage, which is then output through this connector to the high voltage board. So it rectifies and sends DC voltage to this high voltage board, which then takes that DC voltage and creates the high voltage needed for the tube. So it's all a bit kind of crazy. Because on this high voltage board, there's two regulators. Like there's a plus 24 and a minus 24 regulator, and then whatever all this gubbins does, which we could get into, but not for this video, that takes those voltages and then makes the signals and voltages needed for the flyback to create all the high voltage, you know, which is up at like, you know, 20,000 volts. So yeah, this one's just been fixed, like I was saying. A few issues on both. They're actually quite nice boards to work on, actually. So yeah, around here, just show the screen. Pretty good. I mean, obviously, there's no point fine-tuning the colours and the sizes and everything because it's got to go back into another cabinet. And actually, the boards are going to be used on a different screen for this. So let me just, I'm going to switch the lights off so you can see it a bit more clearly. I don't know whether this is actually going to come out that well because it's notoriously hard to film these things. There is still a slight kind of wobble on the picture, so there still might be something up with that high voltage board. I have to look at that. Also, it's going to be using a 25-inch screen for a Star Wars rebuild cabinet. So this is a 19-inch screen, so there's also a bit of fine-tuning needed for that probably. Right, let's switch the light back on. This is also a good opportunity just to show you the old workshop, really. I mean, this is kind of like at the coalface. You know what's here at the moment. These two games I have here all the time because they're good board testers and also two of my favourite games. Right, so what have we got over here then? Yeah, so this is my, yeah, I think that one's that's the one that needs repairing next. This one is my own personal one, which I obviously use as a test and also to compare against the broken one, so I can check what's broken, what it should be. So I always, in fact, I'm going to put a label on this soon because I need to make sure that this one doesn't get mixed up or sold to somebody. So yeah, and then over here I've got this is another high voltage board which I've just sorted out, but I need to test it first. So it's had quite a few new bits and pieces. Also moved the power and resistors up to the top here because you can sort of see on here. This is what happens on these. It just burns the board eventually. So what I tend to do is expand the holes where the legs used to go through, so you can put some wires down, and then mount these kind of nice heatsink enclosed 5-watt resistors onto the other heatsink as well. So yeah, changed the 555 pulse generator, so that should be good. Can never quite sure whether the flybacks are going to work, but these are black ones, so it should be all right. That one over there is a black one as well. So then we've got another high voltage board, which is my spare one, which I'm actually in the middle of rebuilding as well at the same time. And then over here, this is the second or the third deflection board. So this one needs quite a bit of work, really. It looks like it might have been like a parts one or something. But yeah, these transistors are all going to have to go because they're just, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, look at that. I mean, maybe they still work, you know, they test okay, but nah. Them big guys are going to have to go. And then what else have we got on here? Yeah, got a missing capacitor here. We've got a missing resistor here for the degauss. This is all kind of loose. So he's not happy. It's not actually been molested too much. It's not, like, the back of it's okay still, pretty clean. It's like one of One of the other problems that you get is that people who don't know what they're doing try to have a go at stuff and just make things worse, which I must have said a million times, but I'm like, please don't touch stuff if you don't know what you're doing, because you're just going to make it worse and your bill's going to be bigger. But it keeps on happening. I mean, this one that's just been mended, it's like the back of it, like somebody tried to resolder pretty much everything and just made a right mess of it. But it's always fixable, it just takes longer. So yeah, that's working nice. I'm just like, it's on now, it's been on for, I reckon, 20 minutes so far. I'm going to leave it on for another hour and a half, just to soak test it a bit, make sure everything's good. Then move on to the next one. Right, cheers, thanks for watching.